Do you ever walk into a room and completely forget why you're there? Or struggle to recall a familiar name that's right on the tip of your tongue? It's a common fear that as we get older, our memory is bound to weaken, that those senior moments will start happening more and more often. It can feel like you're losing a piece of yourself, and that's a scary thought for anyone. But what if I told you that this decline isn't a life sentence? What if the story we've been told about our brains getting old and fragile is just that, a story? In this video, we're going to rewrite that story. We're going to show you that you have more control than you think. We'll explore some fun and surprising activities, and even some delicious foods, that can help strengthen your brain and keep your mind sharp for years to come. So, if you're ready to turn the page on brain aging, stick with me. First, let's get something straight. Forgetting where you put your keys sometimes is a normal part of life, at any age. Our brains are constantly processing a staggering amount of information. But it's true that as we get older, we might notice some subtle changes in our cognitive function. This doesn't have to interfere with your quality of life, and it's a world away from the serious memory loss associated with dementia. One of the most hopeful concepts in neuroscience is neuroplasticity. Think of it this way: your brain isn't a concrete block that's fixed and unchangeable. It's more like a dynamic, living muscle. And just like any muscle, you can train it to be stronger. The brain remains adaptable even in older age and can benefit from mental exercise. Every time you learn something new or challenge your mind, you are physically building and strengthening neural connections. This process builds something called cognitive reserve. Cognitive reserve is like a savings account for your brain. Decades of engaging in stimulating activities builds up this reserve, making your brain more resilient to age-related changes. Research shows that engaging in challenging mental tasks activates multiple brain regions, which can improve attention, memory, and executive function. The key is that you have the power to make deposits into this account, starting today. So how do we start building that reserve? It's time to create a workout plan for your brain. And I promise, this is a lot more fun than going to the gym. A combination of exercise, a healthy diet, social engagement, and mentally stimulating activities may improve cognitive abilities in older adults at risk of decline. First up on our brain training circuit, the power of puzzles. I'm talking about crossword puzzles, Sudoku, and even jigsaw puzzles. Studies suggest a link between high levels of complex mental activity, like doing puzzles, and a lower likelihood of developing mild cognitive impairment. A 2022 randomized trial looked at older adults with mild cognitive impairment. It found that those who did web-based crossword puzzles showed better cognitive outcomes and less brain shrinkage on MRI scans compared to those playing other types of computerized games. And don't underestimate the humble jigsaw puzzle. It works multiple cognitive abilities at once. You have to look at different pieces and figure out where they fit within the larger picture. It's a fantastic exercise in visual spatial skills. One study from the University of York even suggested that on specific memory tasks, older adults who regularly play digital puzzle games can perform more like people in their 20s. So, that daily Sudoku isn't just a habit, it's a powerful tool for your mind. Next up, let's become a game knight. I'm talking about classic strategy games like chess, checkers, and even card games like bridge or hearts. A long-term French study that spanned 20 years found that regular board game playing was associated with a lower risk of developing dementia, with some estimates around a 15% reduction. Chess is a particularly fantastic brain workout. It's a complex game that requires players to use strategy and calculation, stimulating key areas of the brain. But you don't have to be a grandmaster to reap the benefits. Even simpler games like checkers are incredibly effective. These games force you to think ahead, anticipate your opponent's moves, and hold multiple possibilities in your mind at once, a true workout for your executive function. Finally, let's exercise your working memory. Working memory is your brain's sticky note system. It's what allows you to hold information temporarily while you're using it. As we age, this is one of the functions that can get a little less sticky. But we can exercise it. Games are a perfect way to do this. Think about a game like Sequence. You have to remember your goal, track your opponent's moves, and plan your own, all at the same time. Even a simple card game like Uno requires you to remember the rules, track the colors and numbers being played, and hold a strategy in your head. These games challenge your brain to juggle information, which strengthens those crucial memory pathways. The key is consistent engagement. The brain, much like a muscle, requires regular exercise to stay healthy. If you're already thinking about dusting off that old chessboard or downloading a Sudoku app, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're all about giving you actionable, science-backed ways to live a healthier, sharper life, and by subscribing, you won't miss a thing. Okay, we've exercised our brains, now it's time to feed them. This isn't about restrictive dieting, it's about adding delicious, powerful foods to your plate. The research is incredibly clear: what's good for your heart is also good for your brain. Two of the most studied dietary patterns for brain health are the Mediterranean diet and the MIND diet. Both focus on whole foods, and studies suggest they are associated with a notably lower risk of cognitive decline. Recent research indicates that even adopting a healthy diet later in life is still linked with better cognitive outcomes. So let's build a brain-boosting plate. First, let's talk about the gut-brain connection. Exciting research has revealed a powerful communication network between your gut and your brain, known as the gut-brain axis. Your gut is sometimes even called the second brain. Growing evidence suggests that a healthy gut microbiome, the collection of trillions of bacteria in your digestive system, is crucial for maintaining cognitive function. Probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria, and prebiotics, which are the fibers that feed those good bacteria, can play a key role. Studies suggest that modifying the gut microbiome with probiotics could be a strategy to improve cognitive performance, particularly for those with mild cognitive impairment. While you can get these from fermented foods, supplementing with specific plant-based nutrients, probiotics, and prebiotics is an emerging area of research for supporting brain health. If you're looking for a convenient way to support your gut-brain axis, we've partnered with a high-quality supplement that combines these key elements. You can check it out using the link in the description, and purchases made through that link are a great way to help support this channel. Next, we assemble the antioxidant army. Your brain is an energy powerhouse, but this process creates waste products called free radicals, which can cause inflammation and damage cells. Antioxidants are your brain's defense team. The most potent sources are brightly colored fruits and vegetables. Berries, especially blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries, are loaded with compounds called flavonoids that can slow brain aging and improve communication between brain cells. Also, fill your plate with other colorful veggies like carrots, bell peppers, sweet potatoes, and tomatoes. Finally, add your green guardians and whole grain heroes. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and broccoli are packed with brain-protective nutrients like vitamin K and folate. A higher intake of leafy greens appears to be one of the most significant dietary components for brain health. And don't forget whole grains. Foods like oats, quinoa, and brown rice provide a steady supply of glucose, which is the brain's primary fuel. Unlike simple sugars that cause a crash, these complex carbohydrates provide a slow, sustained release of energy to keep you sharp all day. And for a bonus, a couple of small treats. Eggs are a great source of choline, a nutrient that helps your brain send messages and supports memory and focus. And a small amount of dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa, contains flavonoids that can improve blood flow to the brain. There's one more secret ingredient to a healthy brain, and it's not something you eat. It's social connection. Playing those board games with friends or family? That multiplies the cognitive benefits. Social interaction itself is a workout for the brain. It can reduce stress, elevate your mood, and is associated with a lower risk of cognitive decline. Don't underestimate the power of a good conversation or a shared laugh. Now, a quick word on supplements. You see ads for them everywhere, promising a sharper memory in a pill. While some nutrients are indeed critical for brain health, like vitamin D, B vitamins, and choline, the overwhelming evidence points to getting these nutrients from whole foods. food provides a complex symphony of compounds that work together, something a single pill can't replicate. If you are concerned about a deficiency, the best course of action is always to talk to your doctor, who can recommend what's right for you. The story that aging and memory loss go hand in hand is outdated. The science of neuroplasticity tells us a new story, a story of hope, control, and empowerment. Your brain has an incredible capacity to adapt, grow, and build resilience at any age. The small choices you make every day, the puzzle you solve, the handful of walnuts you snack on, the game you play with a friend, are all powerful deposits into your cognitive reserve. This isn't about making a drastic overhaul of your entire life overnight. It's about taking small, enjoyable steps. So here's a 30-day challenge for you. Pick one brain game you find fun and commit to playing it a few times a week. Add 2 new brain-boosting foods to your regular meals. That's it. Small changes, done consistently, are what lead to lasting results. You have the tools to build a stronger, sharper brain for years to come. The power is truly in your hands. What's your favorite brain-boosting game or food? Let me know in the comments below. And for more ways to take control of your health, be sure to subscribe and check out our next video. Thank you for watching.